All right, this is page 16 of our journal. If you are printing the foldable, this is what it looks like. This piece gets folded in, this piece gets folded in. This is a messed up copy of it, but that's what it's going to look like. And it will go on page 16. But for the rest of us, we're going to write it by hand. All right, so we're on page 16 on the right side. Hopefully we're keeping up with our journal. But we have combine like terms. Combine like terms. And we have, I'm going to skip a line because I'm going to do a little, I'm going to space this out pretty well because we're going to do a little, a few things with it. It's 3y minus 2y plus x plus 7. Okay? So we're going to start by looking at what do we have different. And we're going to talk about that in class, and I'm going to let students kind of guess a little bit. But let's look at what we have here. We have 2x. So I have x's, okay? So anything that has an x, I'm going to put a circle around it. But I'm going to include the symbol in front of it. So that has an x. Now this is just a 4 by itself. That has a y with it, and numbers. So they don't have x's. Now, yes, I know this has a coefficient of 2, and this has a coefficient of, it's actually a 1, but it's an invisible 1. But they're both x's. Now, if I had an exponent up there, this x would not match an x squared because they are different. So now I'm going to take my numbers, and I'm going to box them. So anything that is just a number, and be sure to include the symbol in front of it. Just the number. Now these both have y's with it, so we're not going to include that. Okay. And then I'm going to do what I like to call a cloud around my y. Cloud around my y, including that symbol. By the end, everything is in a circle, a rectangle, a cloud, or whatever. Okay? All right, so then we have our x's, our y's, and our numbers without variables. So now I'm going to sort them a little bit. So I'm going to take my x's. I have 2x. So 2x. And I had plus 2x. I'm going to put plus x. Sorry, plus x, not plus 2x. Then I'm going to do the same thing with my y's. I have positive 3y or plus 3y. I have minus 2y. And I'm going to take my numbers without variables. A plus 4 plus 7. And just like an addition problem, I'm going to add them together. So I'm going to say, well, this is just an x, but it has an imaginary 1 in front of it. So I'm going to lightly write a 1, just lightly. And I have 3 x's. Good way to think of it is if I put 2 x's over here and I add an x to it, I now have 3 x's. Positive 3y minus 2y is just 1y. But I'm going to write that 1 lightly because, just like before, normally it's imaginary. And then I have positive 4 plus 7, so positive 11. And this was positive 1, and this was positive 3x. So if I'm going to combine those like terms, I'm going to have 3x, or positive 3x, plus 1y plus 11. And that is combining the like terms. All right. So this is our expression after. So I'm going to label it. That is my expression after combining like terms. this week on your vocab assignment, combining like terms will be, like terms will be one of your vocabulary words, and that is anytime our things are the same, okay? We're also going to have expression on our vocab list, and that's anytime there's not an equal sign. It's still a mathematical sentence, but there's not an equal sign with it. And then we have our rule or rules for combining. Like terms. Okay, our first rule. The variables must match. Exactly. Variables must match exactly. Another rule is x and x squared are different. And we cannot combine them. And our third rule is numbers by themselves with no variables are combined. By combined, we mean add and subtract. And so right here above combining, let's write that. All right. Give you maybe a couple more seconds to get that down. Then we're going to do some examples together. If you need more time, go ahead and pause it. I'm going to go ahead and slide over to the left of my journal. All right, so we're going to look at some examples. Okay. 5x plus 3 minus 2x plus 4 plus 8 minus 6x. So there's several ways we did with symbols a while ago. You can also do this with markers or colored pens if you want. So I'm going to look at it with colored pens. I'm doing it with colors, actually my favorite way, but in class we're going to struggle with that because can't share supplies. So I'm going to underline all of my x's, including the symbols with it. So I have 5x minus 2x. So 5x, take away 2x. Oh, ignore my nails. Take away 2. So I'm left with 3x minus 6. So take away 3, and I have to go into the negative 3. So negative 3x. If you need to line them up all to the side like we did on the other side, you can. Then I'm going to take another color. And I'm going to do that with color. Sorry, grab a different color because, sorry, I grabbed a marker and I don't want to do it in a marker. Let's see, a green pen. So we have plus 3, plus 4, except for my green pen doesn't want to work, plus 8. Okay. So I have positive 3 plus 4, which is 7, plus 8 is 15. So plus, and it's a positive 15, so it's a plus 15. Let's look at another one. Let's do something kind of crazy. Okay, so you're looking at that going M's and N's and lots of a variety there. Trying to find different colored pens for us here. All right, so I have an N, an M. Does that look different? Yeah, it looks different in the video. This has MN. MN is not the same as just an M. And then there's an M. So 2M plus 6M is a positive 8M. And if you want to put that positive sign, you can, but we don't need it. Then I have 3N, which is different from MN minus 4N, which is a negative 1N, or just a negative N. And I have plus 5MN, and it's all by itself. Ooh, sorry. Old pen, kind of got a little stringy. Alright. Let's look at just a couple more examples. Tomorrow what we're going to be doing is we're going to be doing the same thing, but what we're going to do is we're going to solve for some. Okay, so let's do 2x minus 3x squared plus 5x squared plus 6x minus 5. Okay, so I have 2x. Now remember, we said x and x squared are different. If the exponent is different, it doesn't match. Okay, so this doesn't match. This doesn't match with my pink here, but this one does. And that doesn't match. 2x plus 6x is 8x, or plot positive 8x if you want to put that positive. And then I have negative 3x squared. This is an x squared, so that works. So positive 5x squared. So negative 3x plus 5x is positive 2x squared. And then my minus 5 is all by itself. Okay, let's look at another one. And it can be used with any variables. You'll see a lot of x's and y's. So let's look at this one. So we have a 2x, a plus 5x, and a minus 9x. So 2 plus 5 is 7, minus 9 is negative 2x. Then I have negative 3 minus 8 plus 4. Negative 3 minus 8 is negative 11. Plus 4 is negative 7. Ooh. Alright. So sometimes a long one can be simplified to something pretty small. And then sometimes a long one stays decently long. Okay, we have time for one more really quickly. And then we're going to be done with this. Sorry, that's a Y. Alright, so quickly, we have 2x. Ooh, nothing else that's x by itself. That's an x squared. That's different. And that's different. Plus 3y. Ooh, nothing that's just a y. Plus an 8. Ooh. Nothing that's just a number by itself. Plus 4xy. Ooh, again, nothing that goes with this. And then plus 7x. So nothing in this one combined at all. So